Previously on Ready to Die.
What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be recreating my makeup look for my birthday. And this video is going to be a little bit different just because it's a very detailed video, but it's still beginners friendly. Okay, so here I have already filled in my brows with the Anastasia Dip Pomade in the color Ebony. Now I'm just going to go in with my primers and prime my face. I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty's Water Jelly in the Smashbox Primer. I don't normally use primers on my face or eyelids, but I just wanted this makeup to last all night and to have a matte finish. Now I'm going to use this concealer by Caroline. This concealer is the Digital's Complexion in the color D32 if I'm not mistaken. I'm only going to highlight under my brows with this because this concealer is very, very hard to blend out. But I'm going to get into that later. This brush that I'm using right here, I usually use this brush to blend out my concealers, but as you can see, this concealer is very, very hard to blend out. So I'm just going to pat it and try to blend it in as much as I can. Now that I have that blended out, I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline's 57, and I'm just going to use that as an eyeshadow primer. Well, basically like a base for my eyeshadows, and then I'm just going to blend that out. Now for the fun part, I'm going to go in my Juvia's Place. The bronzer palette is a trio. They come in tan, dark, and deep dark. This is the dark palette, and I'm just going to use that first shadow as my eyelid shadow. Alright, so right here, I'm just going to be doing a cut crease, but I want it in a shape of a wing. So normally people will cut the crease with a concealer, but I'm just going to use this light tan shadow to cut the crease and blend it out. I didn't really want to use a concealer because I'm not going to be putting any other colors on my cut crease. I forgot to tell y'all, this palette is the Magic Mini by Juvia's. Well, obviously. I'm always using Juvia's Place. They have the best pigment to me, and I don't experience a lot of fallouts or spotty shadows, if you know what I'm talking about. My eyeshadow looks a little messy, but that's fine because we're going to fix that in a second. But I'm just going to go in with my wing liner. And this is the Wet n Wild liner in the color Black Nori. And I'm just going to create that wing shape, but I'm going to follow that crease just so I can clean it up at the end. Now right here, I'm just going to take some of my cleaning cloths. I believe this is the Elf's cleaning cloth. Yeah, the Elf's cleaning cloths. And I'm just going to go under that wing liner and take some of that shadow off. So when I put my concealer, it can all blend out. These are not the same lashes that I used on my birthday, but I have these right now, so we're gonna use these. And you can really use any lashes. I usually get my lashes from the beauty supply store or Amazon. And I didn't show it in this video, but please let your glue get a little bit tacky before you place them on your eyes, or they will move around and they're not gonna stick. And I've seen a lot of people have problems with just putting on lashes. So right here, I'm just going to take my Juvia's Place, my setting powder in the color Sahara. This is my favorite setting powder. I use it all the time. But I'm just going to pat this all over my face just so I can have a matte finish and I can have my makeup for the whole night. I don't have to worry about being oily or having to redo my makeup basically. Now right here, I'm just going to go in with my foundation brush and my Caroline's Digital Complexion Liquid Foundation. Now it's a little backstory on this brand. It's made in Korea. I know a lot of people aren't familiar with it, but I think it's because it's usually used in theater and drag, but mostly it's known for its long-lasting hold that every product has. That's a big pro for me, but in my opinion, there's a lot of cons. And one of the big cons that I hate about it is the smell. The foundation smells like Play-Doh. The concealer smells like Play-Doh. And I believe I have the setting spray. The setting spray smells like alcohol. But the setting spray, if I had to bet money on it, your makeup will not go anywhere. You could touch your face. You could do everything. Your makeup is not smudging. I don't use this brand for everyday makeup look just because of how strong the products are. But definitely for my birthday, I used it. Right here, I'm just going to fix my eyebrows at the top with this concealer. I usually do this before my foundation, but I didn't. And now I'm just touching it up right here. And right here, I'm just going to go back in with that concealer and I'm just going to work on my under eye. I'm not going to use too much of this concealer just because it's hard to blend out. So I'm only going to put it in places where I need it. And right here, I'm just creating that wing, making it more defined, just so when I blend it out, I don't mess up the shadow or the liner. And like I said, I'm just going to do one side at a time, because once this concealer sets, there's no moving it. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender and blend that out. Now this second concealer is the same concealer that I use on my eyelids, just in a different color. I think this color is the number 50. And I'm just going to go in and go over this concealer just so I can have a lighter under eye look. I just wanted to really highlight it under eye. Now I'm just going to go in with my Juvia's Place setting powder. And with this powder, I'm not going to bake. I'm just going to tap it onto my skin. I didn't want my face to feel tight or dried out because I'm going to use 2 setting powders, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to dust this across my highlighted areas. And I'm going to go in with the second powder. The second setting powder that I'm going to use is from the Trio palette that I used earlier. And this color is the tan color. And I'm just going to wipe that across my face so I don't have that white cast on my face, if that makes sense. I just wanted to bring some more color to my under eye. Now this palette is also from the Trio. It's in the deep dark. And I'm just going to use this to set the rest of my face, not my concealer. I'm not even going to bring it up to my concealer. I'm just going to try to blend it out so I can have that contour look. This is the same palette that I used for my base of my eyeshadow. And I'm just going to use that for my under eye, well, my waterline. And I'm just going to smudge that line out. Now my dress had rhinestones, so I wanted rhinestones on my face. I got these rhinestones from Amazon. And this glue is the Duo Lash Glue. And I'm just going to put the lash glue in the corner of my eyes and let that set. Once that lash glue got tacky, I just added some rhinestones to the corner of my eyes with my tweezers. And I just pushed it in just to make sure it was secured. Right here, I'm just taking one of my wipes and taking that makeup off of my lips. Now this is my lip liner in the color Brownie, and I'm just going to overline my lips like I usually do. I'm also going to create a heart-shaped look on the top of my lip. Now this is the setting spray I was talking about. This setting spray, I promise you guys, your face is not gonna move. You can give people hugs with white shirts. All of that, it's not gonna move. But I'm gonna spray this before I put my glosses on. These glosses right here are also from my brand Gloss Couture, and I'm just gonna go in the color Bombshell, and I'm just gonna use this as a lipstick or a touch of color. I'm just not gonna use too much. And then I'm gonna go in with the color Peach Me for a little bit of shine and just a finished touch. This is the final look, you guys. Thank you for watching, and all the products will be down below in the description box. And if you're new, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And like I always tell y'all, welcome to the gang.